remember when self-improvement first took off on the internet in 2019 and 2020. I learned about it and immediately jumped all over it. I started reading, meditating. I woke up at 4 in the morning. I started eating clean. I started exercising. And my life got so much worse because at the time, my biggest problem was that I was a chronic procrastinator. So I added all of these other things, but didn't actually attack the main problem. I didn't destroy the actual problem. And my life got so much worse. It wasn't until last year that I actually managed to beat my chronic procrastination. I learned something pretty interesting. It was through destroying many parts of myself that I actually managed to improve my life. It's no secret that I like the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. I speak about him pretty often, actually. He talks about destroying indoctrinated values and creating your own values. Since I found out about self-improvement, I've been consuming self-improvement content all these years, even when I was a chronic procrastinator. And I let these people brainwash me into thinking that if I was not working 24/7, there's something wrong with me and I need to be working 24/7. That if I'm not rich, there's something wrong with me and I need to be rich. If I'm not rich in my early 20s, I'm cooked, bro. Since I beat my chronic procrastination, I've pretty much been working like a dog. At minimum, I work 10 hours a day. If I sit down for around 5 minutes and don't work, I start to feel bad about myself. I realized because I've been on a dopamine detox again after all these years for 5 weeks now, since 2nd April 2026. Today is 5th May 2026. So I quit social media, all short form. I quit watching TV, so Netflix and stuff. I find myself alone with my thoughts a lot more often. I let other people brainwash me and indoctrinate their values of hustle culture, their values of working and living only for money, only for money. I let other people's values dictate how I live my life. And I had to destroy that. I had to destroy all of the values and all of the beliefs from external influences, from social media. Social media is a psychological weapon. social media social media is a psychological weapon. Social media is how we indoctrinate people. It's where we get our information from. It is where we think we get our ideas from, but really we are adopting other people's ideas, other people's values, other people's expectations, and our life gets worse from it. Nietzsche talks about overcoming and overcoming and overcoming. He says, in Thus Spoke Zarathustra, rejoice in in the overgoing and the undergoing. Overgoing is where you create yourself and create your values, and undergoing is when you destroy values and destroy parts of yourself. So overcoming and creation. Self-improvement is masturbation. Self-improvement is a distraction. Self-improvement is a way to live other people's values. What's the point of self-improvement? It's not to make your life better. It's to make your life better through money. It's to live for money. So that eventually someday you'll be happy. That eventually someday you'll live easily and peacefully. Don't get me wrong, money absolutely helps. But since I've been working so much the last year, I've made a pretty decent amount of money online. And I feel emptier than when I started. Because I worked so much and for what? Don't get me wrong, I like money. But I was living for money. It's an empty existence. What things do I really want to live for? Where do I want to be in 30 years' time? You know, if it was for self improvement, I wouldn't have thought about these questions. Sorry, I just had a meal. The self improvement space is very vain. It doesn't teach people to look inward, it teaches them to live the way that you are told to live by others, to strive for things that you're told to strive for, to think the way that you're told to think, to believe the things that you're told to believe. Self destruction is overcoming all of that. Self destruction is how you connect to yourself, create yourself, unbrainwash yourself. I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent. You heard that quote, hard times create strong men create easy times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. The strong men in the self improvement space are the Andrew Tates, the loud, obnoxious manholes that value nothing but hedonism and money, materialistic, selfish. I personally think strong men are people with resources, so sure they have money, and they're compassionate, they're giving, they care for themselves, they care for their families, they care for their communities, they care for the world. Strong men aren't selfish. Strong men are people that are people that have good mental health. The strong men aren't people that live for others. Sorry, that live in a way that other people tell them to live. Strong men are the people that live exactly the way that they want. They live exactly the way that they want. They live in line with their own values. They didn't get there through self improvement. They got there through self destruction. Removing the useless parts. Sorry, not useless. I'm getting tired. Removing the parts of themselves that they didn't want to have. Removing the parts of themselves that don't serve them in terms of getting to their goals. I don't think it's bad at all to have chaos inside you. Again, Nietzsche says a dancing star can. Chaos gives birth to a dancing star. So have chaos inside you. Honestly, I love the way he writes. It is so fascinating. The chaos inside you is destruction. You can become a beautiful dancing star, not through self improvement, but through self destruction. I think dopamine detoxes need to make a comeback. If you're on social media a lot and you're listening to what other people tell you to think, so social media is a way that we comfort ourselves. We distract ourselves from our negative emotions because we can't really handle them because they feel bad. When you quit, you will feel really bored for like around 1 to 2 weeks. You'll feel like crap, and then very quickly you'll start to feel much better. Your boredom tolerance will increase quite significantly. So when you quit, pretty quickly you want to go back to using. But if you stick through it for just 1 to 2 weeks longer than you might actually want to, you'll regain the ability to think for yourself. You'll have significantly increased, you'll have post note clarity all the time, pretty much, is what you'll have. You'll have a significant level of clarity and you can begin to unbrainwash yourself. I think I'm talking for too long in this video. I only wanted it to be like 5 minutes long, but I don't really have any friends. Yeah, I don't really have any friends. I only created the channel because I want to meet more people. Is there anyone out there that's like me? I don't know. What I think would be more fascinating is if I ever make one video where I don't go on a tangent. Okay, end of video. Thank you. Have a good life.